So let's say there might be a small regional cable company.
Okay.
And they don't want to do their 911. It's just kind of, and everybody needs 911. You know, it's not sort of a product or a place that you can cut corners.
Right.
So because we're such a large company, you know,
you have
we
your
can
own dispatchers and such.
No, we don't. We don't. We talk to the dispatchers just to figure out how we would connect to them, and then we would do the testing before we initially bring up our trunks, is what we call them. This is going to get really.
Are you a nerd?
I'm totally a nerd.
I love it.
But what's so interesting is I have to call. So I call the dispatch centers.
Okay. Across the country.
Across the country. Alaska is where I'm calling now.
How's that?
Crazy. Like, I kind of almost want to go there now. They're so small. They have such different problems than the rest of the country because they go, well, we don't really have the money for that. And we're so vast.
Right.
And they don't even have, a lot of places will have, well, most have what's called an MSAG, Master Street Addressing Guide. So that when you call 911, they know your address. They know where it is. It's all set up.
Okay.
They don't have that because they don't have that much money. And they know, like, sometimes they don't even have 911. They just call the number and say, help, you know, there's a bear.
Wait,
eating
Alaska
my trash.
Gets a lot, like the residents get money from their oil, right?
They do.
How do they not have enough money for 911?
I know.
That's insanity.
Sometimes they have to vote. I know some places have to vote to say, will you spend this money for enhanced?
We'll take this out of your pocket and put it into 911.
Right.
And like, no, I need my guns to keep the bears away.
Exactly.
Don't you know?
And they get around by planes.
Yeah. And that's got to cause some scary situations from time to time.
Exactly. You have a heart attack.
In a plane.
That's it.
Yeah. Bye.
Exactly.
Oh,
Which you think would make me not want to eat sugar. Sometimes I go, Steph, what if you're somewhere?
But you're pretty physically fit. Like,
Thank
I go
you.
back to, like, the Iron Man, or what was it called?
Oh, yeah, the Tough Mudder.
Tough Mudder. Like, I think of you, like, what is your exercise routine?
I'm trying to lift weights on a regular basis because when I was in the best shape of my life, I was lifting pretty consistently.
Are you like a big bodybuilder person?
No. In fact,
Okay.
I was pretty toned. Yes.
Okay.
I think women would tend to be more toned if they lift weights.
Mm-hmm.
And
Squats, though, make my rear end grow.
I would give a lot of money to make my rear end grow.
Do the squat challenge.
All
Start
right.
with 100 a day and, like, bump it up 25 every day.
Because it's
I got
not
up to
going
500
anywhere.
and I'm like, my pants are so tight. It was so bad. I'm like, done with this?
No, that's
challenge?
good. You were bootylicious, Janet.
I don't
Own
wanna be
it.
I don't want to be it. I'm not Kim Kardashian, yo.
Yeah, so that never happens for me. I feel kind of. So I'm trying to lift
Sorry.
weights more and do more cardio. I mean, that up
Yes,
bracelet.
is helping.
Yes. I notice a huge change when I work from home or on the weekends when you're just at home.
You don't walk as much.
You don't.
Yeah,
that
the
adds
bathroom
up.
Is closer. The water
Super
cooler
close.
does not exist.
Like, you're lucky to hit 1%
Right.
by noon.
Yeah.
Watching movies and
I
stuff
don't
in
wanna
bed.
even know.
So
I'm horrible on the weekends. Steve and I, we don't get anything done. It took us 2.5 days to get our Christmas stuff out. Like, the first day we're like, no. The next day, not quite. Then the next day, all right, it's noon. Let's go.
very good. Sometimes I think you need downtime, though,
I know.
especially with how much he travels and
He
things.
does. Yeah, I embrace the times he's home. I'm like, let's watch TV. Let's go eat. Let's do nothing. I'll do the laundry when you're traveling.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Is it?
Not that you have to do laundry.
I don't mind. It's very easy to spread laundry out.
Yeah.
Key to laundry is to spread it out. You start it in the morning. When you come home, you switch it. After dinner, you fold it.
There
Right?
you go. Like one load a day, or you probably
Yeah.
don't need to do one load a day even, right?
No, because I usually have 3 loads a week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's my plan. What's your you two daughters? I bet they went through clothes.
They do go through clothes. And here's what I just did with the 16-year-old.
Uh-oh.
She wasn't very good at picking up her clothes. Not that I am the best role model. Clearly, you don't get to 16 with clothes all over your floor without your mom, having some part in that.
Right.
But when Rachel went away to college, all of a sudden I thought, oh my gosh, Julie's going to be in a small dorm room with someone else. She's got to figure out. And she has
Do they
a
do
lot
room
of clothes.
checks and stuff? Like where you have to clean?
I don't think so. And you probably could get someone, like when Rachel filled it out, are you super clean? Are you medium clean? Or do you not care? So you could match yourself up with
Right.
someone. But I said, look, you got to start picking up your clothes. I think you have too many. I don't think you use them all.
Right.
So
You have too many clothes.
Here's
You don't
the-
use them all?
No, I think some of them she's outgrown.
Oh, gotcha.
Some of them she just doesn't wear. It's like the 80-20 rule. You only wear 20% of your closet 80% of the time.
Yes.
I think she's more 95.5. So I go, if it's on the floor, I got her big bins. I go, just do it. Jeans in one bin, hoodies in another, tops in another. So it's off your floor and it's organized at least.
Right.
And she still wasn't doing it. So I go, if it's not done, then I'm taking your clothes. And I put them in the trunk of my car.
So she had no idea where they were.
Well, she
thought
does.
you got
She
rid of
knows
them?
they're in
Oh.
no, I told her, I go, look, I'm keeping them. And if you clean something or we'll work something out and you can go in the trunk and you
Oh
can
my
get something
gosh.
out. But I really feel like you're not going to miss some of this
Right.
stuff. And I want to show you. So anything, I didn't take all of her clothes.
Right.
Just everything that she did not pick up. So what do you think? Is that harsh?
No. Did she notice a difference?
Oh, yeah, it was clean. So she walked in her room and it was clean. I kind of, yeah.
Did she did she run out of clothes to wear? Oh.
Janet, no.
Why do you think you work so much? You got to pay for all these clothes.
Oh, my gosh. Everyone could wear a hoodie. She could go, she could say, I'm not going to wear the same hoodie twice this month. And I think she might be
Oh,
able to do
wow.
it. She loves hoodies. And, they're big. So
Right.
as she's grown, those you don't grow out of as much
Right.
as other things. So she has a lot of hoodies and she has a lot of jeans. And I was going through, I'm like, oh, my gosh, she's got a lot of stuff. So I think she hasn't missed anything really yet.
Is it still in your trunk?
They're still in my trunk of my car,
Oh my gosh. Where do you put your groceries?
in the back seat.
Wow.
So that's what Mommy did. That's what Mommy did.
I think
Ninth
that's
hour.
an awesome idea. And I think parents of teenagers are probably going to be like, yes, that's
Do
an
it.
awesome idea.
I told her because I didn't want to throw them away or take
Right.
control away from her, but I did, I
Yeah, a
suppose,
little
in
bit.
some respect. But
She had the control first. If she did not use it, she did not opt to use it, then you took control.
correct.
So you didn't jump in and take her control. You gave her the option to use it, and she chose not to.
Because my thought, for me, I get overwhelmed. If there's too much, I can't deal with it.
I agree.
I need it whittled down.
I go on vacation, I'm still checking work email because I do not want to come into 50 emails.
Right.
So I'm this, yeah.
Yes. You shouldn't check your emails, though,
I
when you're
know.
on
I
vacation,
know.
young lady. You should just
Thank
take a
you.
break.
Thanks. I would prefer that than to come in and be like, I
I know.
hate that feeling.
Have you heard there's some companies that make you sign something that say, I promise I won't look at
My
any
company
emails?
would never. They're like, oh, we know you, Janet. When you have to go on vacation, you're still there.
Janet almost rolled her eyes at me when I said
I'm
that.
sorry.
That's
was
fine. You're like, that is
disrespectful.
not going to happen.
You have
No,
teenage
it's
daughters.
totally
You can
fine.
spot an eye roll from a mile
It's
away.
totally fine. You're like, no way can I get away with not
No, I
doing
have heard
emails.
of that idea.
Yeah.
And it would be smart for companies to do that.
It's
'Cause
hard to take a mental break.
You have to, though, from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Like this Thanksgiving break, I took off Friday. So I was off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 days in a row.
Nice.
I did not look at email.
Very
But it was
good.
a holiday, so that was like nothing.
So
I knew that there would be nothing. And it was awesome. Like Monday I came in, I'm like, nothing died.
I was so rested too Monday morning coming in. It felt good.
I spent a little bit of time at the bar on Friday night and had to recover Saturday, Sunday.
It's good.
So Monday I was like the first like 100% day. I
Nice.
do that once a year, and I'm like, so embarrassing.
What do you drink when you go out?
I typically stick with rum, and we went to a vodka bar.
Ooh.
So I'm like, Moscow Mules. Vodka makes Janet fall out of chairs.
Interesting.
And
Good.
Steve doesn't drink. But everyone
that's right.
knew that I loved Steve because that's what it kept saying.
Yeah.
So bad. Stephanie.
Now, do you ever take? I don't drink a lot, but scotch and soda when I do. Did we talk about this last time?
Possibly. It's
And
been
a
while.
B vitamin and an Advil when I go to sleep.
My go-to like hangover prevention used to be 2 B vitamins,
Yes.
and 4 ibuprofen, and chug a whole bottle of like the 16-ounce waters.
Yes.
I don't know where that like escapes my brain when I drink vodka. I came home and just passed out, and the next morning was not a good morning.
Oh,
Yeah, so don't drink. Period.
don't drink.
I'm just kidding. It's
B
2 girls and a bottle of
vitamins.
wine.
That's right.
You can drink, but in moderation. I don't know what happened. You just
I-
have those nights. Do you ever have those nights where you're just like,
Yes.
wee?
I need more of those, actually. I think you need more of those.
Possibly after the 16-year-old goes away.
Right.
Because you don't want to come home and be all, wee.
Here's the dilemma that I find is you need to write comedy, but you also need to do fun things so you have something to write about.
And you're lacking in one area.
Sometimes when you're calling 911 dispatchers, not a lot of comedy there. Not a lot.
Oh.
So I got to make up for it after
There we go.
after work.
A lot of happy hours.
Like zip line, things like that.
Yes.
That's fun.
When it gets warm, the next time I'm going to go back because I signed up with a group that was like a family. It was a family group, and then me. And at the end, they're like, oh, it's $35 if you want to buy the pictures. And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll buy the pictures, and we'll email them to you. So I gave them my email address. That email must have gotten lost in the World Wide Web because I never got the pictures.
Never got
so
the
I'm
pictures.
like, I'm going to do this again, and I will pay for my own dang pictures. Don't trust strangers with anything.
Right.
So,
I'm
yeah.
sure they meant well. They're
They
just
did.
they're the ones that have the Christmas cards sitting there at Easter, and they're like, "Can I
Yes.
send these out or can I not?"
Yeah.
Because I have some Happy New Year 2010 cards
Oh.
that I almost feel like just mailing to people.
You
Hey,
should.
hi, how you doing?
They'd be like, oh, Stephanie, she's a comedian.
That's right. She can get away with that.
There's a holiday joke for you for the bowl.
Yeah. There we go.
I laughed.
Let's do it. I'm
an
going to
easy
write
audience.
that down.
And this week, I want to show some podcast love to some podcasts that are awesome. And if you are into podcasts, you got to check these out. First, we have PK and DK, which is made up of a husband and wife team, which they're awesome. They have their podcast live every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, but you can push play on their podcast at any time if you don't get to watch it live. I also want to say a big hello to Bloke Busters podcast. I just discovered that today, and they describe themselves as get ready for science talk by 2 guys very much not qualified to talk about science. And I listened to their most recent podcast, and it was hilarious. I also want to say a big shout out to Hey My Man podcast. They created some new graphics for us, and they also have an amazing podcast. And most recently, one of their podcasters did a whole monologue podcast. So he was flying solo, and he pulled it off very nicely. So you need to check out Hey My Man podcast. And then Hillbilly Nerd Talk. It's Hank and Petra, and they sit down weekly and just talk about a variety of things. I always tend to learn a lot, and I look forward to their podcast every week. So in addition to 2 Girls and a Bottle of Wine, these are some of the other podcasts that you might want to check out. And all of these podcasts can be found on iTunes. And in addition to these podcasts, you should also check out Wrinkled Sheets, which Steve and I do together when he's in town. And he also has a podcast called Remasking.